Hello, Chicago Network is on the air. Hello, everybody. I'm Ryan Yanishatis. It's time to focus for this Thursday, April the 16th. And today we are focusing on the Chicago Cubs, our final day here from the Cubs Corner. And I guess it's fitting that we're talking about the Cubs here. And let's talk about just how this last week has gone for the Cubs. Overall, they do go to Tampa, win 2 out of 3 against the Rays. They lose the home opener. That's kind of one, it's an emotional game for the Tampa Bay Rays. It's their first game back there in over 500 days. They lose that one. Tyone gets rocked a little bit. Then you see them come out, and the next 2 days they play really good. Is it just a coincidence? 2 games. Ian Happ was kind of resting. I guess he had an injured heel. But overall, the team started to play well. It was crisp. The pitching was good. The hitting was good. Everything kind of looked good for the Cubs, and Ian Happ had nothing to do with it. And the Cubs played well. They win the final 2 games of that series. Then they go home, face a Pittsburgh Pirate team that is – they didn't have to face Paul Skeens. That's the first thing. It always seems like the Cubs had to face Paul Skeens. I believe Paul Skeens' first 2 career starts were against the Cubs. That's how often he has played them. But in this aspect, they missed him. And then on Friday, it was a game – Cubs – early, it was a low-scoring game, couldn't get anything going. Cubs lose that one. They get shut out. Then on Saturday, they get the early, 3-0 Pirates. Cubs come back, tie it. They once again, it seems like it's happened a lot of times this year. This team gets second and third, nobody out. It was an extra inning because, Bregman got the big hit, tie the game, goes to extra innings, then it's second and third, nobody out after an error by the pitcher. Then it looks like, okay, they're going to win this game. And then all of a sudden, they don't do anything. It's happened multiple times so far this season where offensively they get 2 guys in scoring position, nobody out, and can't get them in. That is a problem. So, and then eventually, on a misplay by Thielbar, the run scores. Cubs then get an opportunity, can't get the runner in. They lose that one. And then on Sunday, everything kind of going haywire there as well. So the Cubs lose a series or get swept by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Not what you want. So now let's take a look at the upcoming week for the Northsiders. And it's for the 2 weeks because next week we're going to be doing all Las Vegas stuff. So in 2 weeks when we're talking Cubs, this is what it's going to look like. And this is the next week. And this is not easy, folks. They got to go to Philly for 3. Then they got to go. Then they're home against the Mets next week. And then they're home for 4 against the Phillies. And then they got to face the Dodgers, and I believe after that's at the Padres. So this is not an easy stretch for the Cubs. So we will be coming back in 2 weeks after all these series are done. These will be all the series that are done by the next time we're focusing on the Cubs, and it's going to be where are they going to be? Because right now they're in last place in the National League Central, and I'm not a guy I don't seem panicked. I'm not panicked about this Cub team. Should I be? I'm starting to think so. Because the panic fans have been they hang on every game, and it annoys me. I always say the worst thing about the Cubs are their fans because every game is just Game 7 of the World Series, and it can't be that way. But as of right now, nothing. It just seems like nothing's going right for them. The injuries, they're not getting. It's just injury after injury, and they're not getting the big hits. It's frustrating. You can't lose series. The Pirates are going to be good this year, but they're always hot this time of year, but you got to be able to beat them. This division is not going to be easy. But I am starting now. If we're coming back 2 weeks from now, I'm really going to be stressed because you don't they always say you can't win a division in April, but you can lose it. And that could be the case. The fact that the Brewers have had a rough weekend against the Nationals. But the Pirates are playing really good right now. These are games the Cubs are going to need to win, and hopefully they're going to click because I hope this doesn't turn into a couple of years ago where we kept waiting for that hot streak. I'm like, it's coming, and it never came. Last year we got it in the first half, second half didn't hit. But I'm hoping it's not one of the things where we're just hoping for that big thing and it doesn't happen. I don't know if it's the weather because, their best series they've hit so far was in Tampa, and that's indoors. So we'll see what happens. I'm getting closer to panic mode. I'm not panic mode yet because I think it's all going to come back together. Boyd's going to be back soon. Steele's going to be there. They're going to get a solid rotation back. You hope Cabrera can stay healthy. He's pitched well. Showed us 6 no-hit innings, and they wasted it on Friday with a loss. Those are the things you cannot do if you want to be a playoff caliber team. So we'll see where they're at in 2 weeks when we're focusing on them again and see where they're at. That is a very tough stretch. So we'll see where they're at, and especially never fun to face the Dodgers. I hate the Dodgers, and it'll be against Kyle Tucker. And they finished the season series. By the next time we see it, they'll already finish the season series against the Phillies. So we'll see what happens there. So comment below. Are you worried? Are you panicked? Are you done? You throwing in the towel in April? Let me know. Like the video if you like what you hear. Also subscribe to the Hello Chicago Network YouTube channel. Every Monday through Thursday, we are focusing on Chicago sports. And don't forget, next week we are unfocusing. But by the time this airs, should be landing in Vegas for WrestleMania week. Go to Raise the Bar TV on Facebook. We're going to have the warm-up Saturday. And then Sunday and Monday, we're going to have wrap-ups from night 1 and night 2 from Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. Also, the crossover, we're going to have some fun stuff. We're doing a casino crawl that we're going to be doing some stuff for, so that's exciting. So we got all that. Plus sights and sounds next week from WWE World, WrestleMania night 1 and 2, plus all the other shenanigans. That's all next week because we're unfocused Las Vegas. So we're unfocused, but focused on Las Vegas next week on the show as I'm going to enjoy my vacation. And then we're back to our normal, but we have a lot to catch up on in that following week. Because like I said, we got Cubs and White Sox. We got one more Bulls and Blackhawks. We're going to recap the NFL draft and Kentucky Derby. So we got a lot of stuff that week. So we're coming out of the gates hot in 2 weeks. Don't forget to unfocus with us next week. So we'll be back next week to close that out. As always, we always have the best of moments. I'm Ryan Yadashadas from the Hello Chicago Network. We're the focus of Chicago sports. But we made fun of Anthony. We're like, well, Michigan will be the one team that doesn't get out of there, and they don't think they can win. And Michigan wins the whole thing. So see how much we know. We pretend to know. Everyone, all talking heads. No one knew what the hell was going to happen. But congratulations to Michigan. They win the championship. Congratulations to our own Anthony Smoody. He got his bracket right. I'm gonna say two things here. One, the Cubs, if they're not in the NLCS, I don't know. I've said this to people. I don't know if I've said it on this show. If the Cubs do not make the NLCS this year with the team they have, and I know now with injuries, but still, I don't think Craig Counsell has his job anymore. I don't know how you condone it, because in all honesty, it's just, it's not, this is a team, you've come over to the Cubs, to the arch rival, for money. And that team, that Milwaukee Brewer team, you have let them win the division every year. And the manager of their year has been their manager that took over for you in Milwaukee both years. And they've also eliminated you from the playoffs. So, I mean, it's put up or shut up, Craig. It just don't seem like he motivates the team. He just sits there. So maybe it was, and we continue to say maybe it wasn't you, but I think your job is on the line this year. No joke. And the fact, and I'm hoping this is the case. Last year, Cubs had that hot start, sucked in the second half, rolled into the playoffs. Brewers, rough first half. They were under 500 through 50 games. And then they went on that roll. I'm going to predict roles reversed. Over the weekend, they'll be quickly on the road, and they'll be in Kansas City to take on the Royals. So it should be interesting. I mean, the Royals are a division opponent. They're young. They're probably where the White Sox want to be in the next few years. I mean, the White Sox were a playoff caliber team, or the Royals were in the playoffs a couple of years ago. They're set with Bobby Witt, and they got Caglione, and they got Vinny Pasquantino. So they got the offense, and now they're just trying to work around, I think, trying to find the pitching to make them a viable team. And I think that's where the White Sox probably next year in the Royals thing, where in that Royals spot, maybe a little behind, but so I think the White Sox taking the blueprint from the Kansas City Royals, and we'll see them this week. But I think a great job overall by the Chicago White Sox.